Hello, my beautiful earth angels. This is going to be a channeled message that I got from the other night. I really wanted to share it with you because it's something that we're actually all doing right now. This is the process that we've been going through that is helping us to literally manifest our desires, to manifest and co-create with ourselves and with universe. So I do believe that this video is for a reason. I got this message for a reason, right? And that there's going to be people that need to hear this. So if you are one of those people, then I'm so happy that you have found this video. And if you are not and you don't resonate, that is perfectly okay too, right? That is perfectly fine. So take whatever you think applies. This is all my personal perspectives, yet there'll be some points that link in with concepts already, like science concepts or things that you may have heard people speak about. And this is because we do all share the same collective thought space, especially when it comes to collecting information. Now, we will differ in perspectives. 1, 2, 3, I just saw. We will all differ in perspectives, but I do believe that by sharing our perspective, we can help the people that are on the same frequency as us. So, again, if you don't resonate with this, that's fine, because you need to live life by your beliefs, by your values, by your truths, and nobody else's, not mine, not anybody else. You need to live life by what you think is your truth and what you believe, because what you believe should resonate deeply with your soul, because it will lead you to those exact experiences that you came here and wish to experience, right? So always take what you think applies to you, what you resonate with, okay? Truth is different at different levels of frequency, at different levels of perspective, because there is not one truth and there are many different realities in the multiverse, all holding their own perspective, equally right. We get taught in society that there is only one truth, but this is not the case. There is coexistence, and coexistence is real. So I just wanted to get that out there. But if you found this video, I genuinely think it's because we've met on the same frequency wave at some point, and you were always meant to receive this information with me. So I love you so much, and I will get into the video now. You are manifesting a justice to all energies that have been unbalanced, meaning the areas in which you think yourself, I wish I was like this. The places where you feel you wish were different are the exact places that this energy of justice shall manifest. So meaning it's going to turn into the opposite. So just as much as you feel the lack in certain areas, that's where you will feel the abundance. And I saw 111 as I said that. So whether that be money, relationships, living situation, your passions or your work, they are what you are manifesting. So it's all about starting with this energy of lack. This is where the manifestation power lies, right? Anything that you want to manifest, we should really want to hold on and grasp the energy in an area that we feel we are lacking. 141. So this energy of lack is where the manifestation power lies, as it's an emotion, meaning it's an energy form, and they're normally tied to a certain area of our life, as we said. The more that you are alchemizing, or the more that you shift and change your inner thoughts, your beliefs, and your perceptions of this area, starting with the emotion of lack of, the more you are alchemizing this on an inner level, the more it will begin to materialize and manifest on the outside. Because this outside reality is a projection created from inside of our minds. So this could look like you deciding, what do you wish to manifest? Right, this is the process that I was getting through, is we start with what do we wish to manifest, and we find that by something that you feel a lack of. Let's say, for example, and this is purely example, you can apply this to any other area. So let's say it's love. You have to hold the emotion that you hold a lack towards love and separate this energy out and transform it bit by bit. So first, I would start by asking why to everything. We hold this energy of lack and we ask, why do you feel lack in this area? Why do you feel lack of love, for example? And as we make an internal realization, this actually transforms it bit by bit. This energy could be in the form of taking on a new belief or perspective, right? So your energy of lack will be connected from your experiences in the past. To have that energy of lack, we have to have got it from somewhere. 404. So maybe if it's love, maybe you were lacking love because you feel like, past relationships didn't end up how you wanted, or maybe it's tied to parents and how you grew up. Even with money, why do we feel a lack of abundance in that area? Where do the roots of these energies stem from, is what we're trying to get at. And you might find that actually it stems to many different situations. And so this is what we do, is we piece by piece go through and we shift and change the story of these energies in the past by situation at a time. So as we change these energy forms from one polarity, we shift it into the next. Now there might be multiple experiences, as I said, or beliefs that tie into the energy of lack towards what you wish to manifest. And so this is why things don't manifest all at once, but in parts, right? So as we go through and change each situation, and how we do this is really we gain a perspective of understanding. So how you might do this is many different ways, and only you will know what is best for you because it will be personal to you. But say, for example, you have a certain situation that is part of the collective energy that is feeding to the lack. Say a past experience, for example, 555. So say a past experience tied to this energy of lack. What we might do is, this can be done in different ways, is that you may now look at it and meditate on it and think what it is maybe tied to, because in a way situations all have a knock-on effect on our lives, and they help us learn more about ourselves, our journey, our place here in this world, and also through understanding is how we transmute these energies. It is through the energy of understanding, and we can understand things more when we look at them for longer. We gain a perspective we didn't before. So as we think about these past situations, say something happened that wasn't very nice, right? Now, these could be really in the past, right? Or they could be recent. But either way, as I said, your realizations will be personal to you, 707, and to your journey. But there's been certain ones for me that I have realized actually they made me act in a certain way afterwards that now shapes the person that I am today in a way that I wouldn't be able to do what I do if some of these things didn't happen for me. Because this is kind of where our power lies, because we are alchemists, right? So, but we'll get into that in a bit further along. But if we go back and understand these times as well, we can change the story, because say you think you are a bad communicator, right? You might think you lack communication skills. So this is where the area in which you're wanting to manifest is in this area of lack. So we would go back to all of them times that you experienced that made you feel like you were a bad communicator. And now those experiences obviously made you feel like you were the issue. But what we can do is go back with fresh eyes and try and see behind the masks of other people. So if there was someone else involved in the situation, we have to really understand it from their side. It may be that it was never anything that you did, it was not you communicating badly. Maybe just they did not understand. Maybe they had other things going on in their minds. And this is a very vague example, and it's because I don't want to make it too specific, because these will be personal experiences that you have endured through your life. But we have to just go through and try and understand it from a higher perspective, which means looking from without and separating ourselves from our experience and experiencing it through everyone else's too, right? And this is like the more understanding we gain, the easier it is to kind of change the story, because a lot of the time we do project onto ourselves and we tell ourselves that it's something wrong with us, right? A lot of the time that we did something, that we're in lack because it's something wrong with us. And really to manifest, it's not to gain anything or do anything different. It's just to change the energy towards yourself, as seeing yourself as not lacking anything, changing the belief changes the energy inside of you, then manifests on the outside too. So the more that you believe you are something, the more that you will see that happen in your outside reality too. So you see that within the places that lie our lack energy, there can be many separate situations, completely unrelated, completely different on the outside, but they can all make us feel the same way on the inside. And so all these energies get grouped up together to create an abundance, right? It creates an abundance of lack, all of these small things put together. And this is why, again, we have to shift and change them one by one. And this is why manifestation doesn't always happen all at once on the outside, but it will shift into your reality in parts. 11:22 I just saw, and 1:23. Yeah, so it will shift into your reality in parts, because you can only heal it in parts in your internal level, and your outside is a reflection of your inside. So it's really about separating ourselves too from the physical experience and asking ourselves, what situations made me feel this way? It's really about looking at our feelings too. But moving on to a separate part of this download that is really my favorite part is this, right? We are one with universe. So co-creation with universe means co-creation with our inner self, because the outside is separate, and the outside is where we are separate to source, right? We are all one on an internal and energetic level, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, but on the outside, to manifest physically, it's a co-creation with the inner and outer, and your inner is where everything is connected. So too, your inner is where universe lies, is where spirit lies. And so to manifest, as we just talked about, we have to change our inner minds to manifest on the outer. So manifestation is a co-creation with spirit, but spirit is inside of you in the quantum realm, in your minds. And so it's actually a collaboration of the inside of you with the outside. And we can take in what we observe on the outside, and we can also use that to show us things on the inside. Like if you observe a lack of something in your external world, then we can go back and find experiences and ask ourselves, why that is. If there's a lack on the outside, why are we lacking that, and where are we lacking that on the inside? That we can really learn a lot through comparing our outside reality with our internal world, our internal feelings as well. So we are one with universe, and we are in co-creation when we manifest. So inside of our mind, separation doesn't exist because it applies with the laws of the quantum realm. The brain is the quantum realm. The brain sends off signals of light, of plasma. Plasma is consciousness at its source. Plasma is the quantum particles, and inside quantum particles lies every single possible timeline reality that there is. And so this also lies within your mind, right? The quantum realm is your mind. Every single possible timeline is in your mind, right? And your mind is the quantum realm, where both hold everything that does exist, that can exist, and everything that will exist. So the outer is simply a materialization from the projection of our inner quantum realm. We also know the quantum realm holds all possible timelines, as we just said, and all realities, right? So to shift to a different timeline, and when we say and hear people say shifting to a different frequency, shifting to a different timeline, right? Timeline, frequency, these are both the same thing, because the timelines are held within the frequency wave that we are in. So if we are going to shift a timeline, it must be through the mind, not through the external world, not through chasing in your external world, but changing your inner emotions to attract. The quantum realm is exactly the same as how the mind works, also meaning there's no such thing as localized space, right? In the quantum realm, all information can be passed between particles faster than the speed of light. And it kind of makes you think, that, and I'm just leaving you with this as a thought, all of this is just my personal perspective, and truth is different at many different levels. So take what you wish, but if you're on this video, you have met me because we are on the same timeline frequency at some point, right? We are in the same timeline somewhere to be connecting right now. So it does kind of make you think we could all be living instantaneously as the same form and the energy, just in different frequencies. So it's like we are this one source conscious energy, but we are separated into these different frequencies, these different timelines. We are all spread out because we are the quantum realm, and the quantum realm lives all possible timelines. And as people, as a collective, we too live all possible timelines. So when you meet someone on the same frequency as you are, you will find that you share similar experiences, that you go through similar emotional processes, that you can see a part of you in them, because you are in the same timeline together, meaning your vibration and your vibration are a match somewhere on your level of frequency. And now we are frequency waves, so this is the same in science, and we'll have peaks and troughs, right? So someone's peak could meet the bottom of your frequency trough, and you can still be in contact with them. As long as you meet someone somewhere on your wave of frequency, you share a timeline that you can flicker in and out with together. So on the same healing journey is what I call this. And because we can only shift up timelines through raising our frequency or vibration, we can do this through changing the frequency of ourselves. And we can only do that through alchemizing, transmuting, and what you would call healing. Because certain emotions, right, This is going back to the manifestation. When we alchemize energy, when we heal and change perspective of our past experiences, you change your emotional energy attached to those experiences. This is what we're calling healing, right? But those experiences and that emotion is actually energy, and emotions all carry their own frequency. And depending on all of those combined emotions inside of you from your past experiences, that will make your frequency. And so you can access timelines that your frequency wave stretches to. If you wish to access higher timelines, you have to transform energy to become a higher frequency, right? So this means that these timelines in between your troughs, if you want to reach higher, you have to take that energy from a past experience, right? Transform that into a higher frequency, into power, into love for yourself, into healing, into forgiveness. And this is a form of fuel. These experiences are fuel to your manifestation power, because as you take that energy, you transform it into a higher frequency, you're able to then access higher timelines. Your vibration will be able to reach a higher peak. But you couldn't do that, right, if you didn't have that energy as the fuel in the first place. You are a powerhouse for healing. This is what you have already been doing in this whole process. You have been transforming, transmuting, healing, and you're on this video because you're accessing, and you will be accessing, higher timelines of frequency. But just be aware, you guys, and this is an important part to remember, is that a frequency wave is equally as high as it reaches, is equally as low as it drops, right? To access these high frequencies, we too have to dip down into the lower, and these would be your experiences that did cause pain, that did cause lower emotions. And as you roll down to that trough, you take it up with you and you shoot off higher, right? You are constantly elevating, healing, and leveling up. And so, it's kind of like the tree of life. As above is so below. We're this wave of energy, this wave of frequency. And so the higher you reach, obviously that's because you've had to dip down lower. And so always give yourself grace, and remember to be proud, because those great experiences that you have manifested, those times where you feel happy and you have experienced good times, those are because you created them, because you manifested them, because you have healed energies inside of yourself to be able to even access timelines of joy in the first place, you guys. You are gifted energy transmuters. Also, I think it's an important part to remember that I like to think about these timeline frequencies like a hotel. So if you're on a certain frequency, you're on a certain level of hotel, right? A hotel floor. And say you're on floor number 5. All of those people on that floor, you can walk around, you can meet them, you can speak to them, you can hear them very clearly. But if someone is in a different timeline, a different frequency to you, it is hard sometimes for them to hear us properly. And this means for them to understand us. Because think about it as talking through the ceilings or talking through the floors at someone. There'll be people that you share your perspective with this lifetime that share a different frequency to you, because they are on a different timeline, because that's what experience they have chosen to have, right? And so do not get frustrated with yourself, and do not feel alone. Never feel like you're alone in anything, because there are people on the same timeline as you that you will meet in the same frequency, who will understand you, who can hear you speaking to them right next to them, who can understand what you're trying to say without you feeling misunderstood, So never feel alone, you guys. And yeah, just it's an important part to remember. You have a base and a high point, like we were saying earlier, to our frequency. So just like a waveform of energy, we can access all timelines in between these 2 points. Between these high points and low points, those are the timelines that we have access to in that frequency. But to reach a higher timeline, we too then technically have to reach lower. I know I said this before, but just a reminder, we are all just one big energy wave. The whole of life is this form of energy frequency, and we are all connected. And if you are watching this video, you have met me because we are on the same frequency and we share a same point, a same touch point. So I hope that this has helped you in some type of way, because it definitely helped me clear things up in my mind too. I love you so much. Keep believing in yourself, keep on being you, and keep on surrendering to this crazy process of life. I love you all so much, and I will speak to you very soon.